When people first start waking up, they don't feel enlightened. They feel disoriented and untethered. And it can feel like the floor dropped out from beneath you and you're standing in the middle of nowhere without a map. You don't know what to trust anymore, but you really want to understand what's happening. And that's not brainlessness, that's openness. And this part matters because none of what comes next is about intelligence. It's about psychology. When your identity starts shedding and your ego destabilizes, you're not naive, you're unamored. Capitalism trained us that everything has a solution you can buy. So when spirituality shows up with a price tag, the brain doesn't question it, it recognizes the pattern. People aren't buying enlightenment. They're buying something to hold on to while the old self dissolves. Certainty feels safer than not knowing. Hierarchy feels safer than sovereignty. And paying for access makes uncertainty feel organized. If enlightenment could be purchased, all the rich people would be awake. And I think we would have noticed. And that's the doorway a lot of spiritual media walks through. But it's also the exact moment when spiritual media becomes dangerous if you don't know how to read it. This isn't about shaming anyone, including yours truly. I fell for a lot of this in the beginning too. It's about learning how spiritual content works psychologically and how the algorithm amplifies certain messages that feel profound, but actually undermine your sovereignty. Because spiritual literacy today isn't just about consciousness, it's about spiritual media literacy. When you're new all waking up and stuff, the first videos that show up when you do a search are not going to be the quiet, grounded ones. Like this one that doesn't show up anywhere. Instead, you get the "stop scrolling, if you see this, it's meant for you. You are chosen." And those phrases work for a reason. When you're disoriented, being told that you're selected or special feels destabilizing because it gives the nervous system something to hold on to. But urgency bypasses consent. Anything that tells you that this video had you in mind, that you were singled out by the universe, is already stepping over a boundary, not spiritually, but psychologically. And another big one is shame-based spirituality. You're manifesting wrong. If it's not working, it's because you used fluoride toothpaste. If something goes wrong, you vibed too low. Here's the problem with that framework. It never allows for randomness, biology, trauma, or external reality, or grief for that matter. It places all the responsibility on you, and not to empower you, but to keep you looping. If a system can't allow for complexity, then it's always going to blame the individual. Then there's the monetized authority, the tiered Patreon memberships, paywall levels, access to insight locked behind a price tag. There's a difference between supporting, someone and buying your way into worthiness. If clarity, peace, or spiritual legitimacy always seems one more payment away, the only thing they're guiding is your money to them. And also lately we're seeing a flood of AI-style info dump videos, endless revelations, big claims, but no embodiment. Information without integration doesn't create wisdom. It creates overwhelm and desperation for the next hit of insight. So here's where discernment steps in. Instead of asking, is it true? Ask, how do you feel after watching these videos? Do you feel calmer or more anxious? Do you feel expanded or contracted? Do you feel empowered or like you need more of them? If you feel like you need to keep going back to one channel, one person, one voice, that is not resonance, that is attachment. And now, while I don't anticipate that kind of behavior on my channel, I just want to say I'm happy y'all come and go as you please. Now, we have to talk briefly on algorithm. The algorithm doesn't reward nuance. It rewards certainty, urgency, and emotion. So that's most extreme, the most absolutist content is going to be what shows up first, especially when you're new and searching. And that doesn't mean it's true. It only means it performs well. It's okay to look outward for insight. It's okay to read, listen, learn, and explore. But don't get swept away. Don't outsource your intuition. And please Don't ever feel like you have to involve your wallet to be spiritually valid. It's also completely okay to not have all the answers yet. If you don't find them online or in books or in organizations, that's okay. It just means you're still listening. Spiritual media literacy isn't about knowing more. It's about knowing when to take a pause, when to step back, and when to trust your own nervous system. And if something requires your money, your fear, or your loyalty, take that pause. Because that pause is intelligence, and that pause is self-respect. There is no race to the top in awakening, and you're not in competition with anyone, nor are you obligated to follow anyone, including me. If you have been following this channel, or if this is your first time stopping by, I thank you. And if you want to talk more on anything, or if you have any questions, my comment section is always open, so is the email address on the page. No membership required. Although if you are a fan of showing gratuity, I do have a coffee link that's in the description. The next episode will be more on the nervous system, so I will hope to see you all then. Stay weird, stay sovereign.